All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready? 51, Mike 51. All day, all day. Let's go.
A run for Tony Pollard, the Memphis product. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. But we see so many good battles in the NFC East, and Cowboys and Giants, they rarely disappoint. They didn't disappoint last year. Cowboys got the better of the Giants both times. Week 2, 20-13, and then in Week 17, a thriller, 36-35. That was a game where Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Allen now looks to throw. They'll roll him out right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Alert, 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 alert.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. Certainly not the cleanest of starts to this football game. Back-to-back plays yield turnovers in this first quarter.
So there's not much flow right now. A very choppy game. And I know this. It's a copycat league. We say it all the time about the NFL, but I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. In on the stop, Bradley McDougald.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 at the 34-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down.
Now Gordon on first down. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The 13-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. This is the former Jet and Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Allen. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Gostkowski the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
18 on the play. And a Cowboy first down.
These two teams all tied after one.
The score tied 7-7.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Wilson. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On the counter, here's Gordon. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
15. I got you, boy. 14.
They'll try to run for it with Corral. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on third down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on third downs all year long. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
One time. Check 26, check 26.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Gordon. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
14, 36 power. Switch. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Joker. Switch.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They run it here with Gordon. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
A gain of 22 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Mike, watch tight end.
Gordon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Jatavis Brown there on the tackle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
51.
From the 40 now on second down. Allen, he's going deep for Brown. This is caught, and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Marquise Brown with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Gostkowski with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away.
The Cowboys take over first.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Zebra, 12.
Here's Wilson. That'll be taken in by Anderson. 7 yards there and a first down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Double time, guys, double time. Hey.
Now it's Wilson. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
We got this.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now this time, Allen will throw. He's going deep for Brown.
Here we go, D.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here we go, G.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Throwing now is Allen. He's going deep for Brown. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Definitely worth taking in our deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
12.
This is Gordon. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Wilson. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
From the 29, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Hey, 0, 0, 0.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down. So a stop here defensively to start this 3rd quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I got you. 51's a mark.
On play action, Allen. Got a man, it's Brashon Perriman. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Hey, hey, watch it. Alert.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Got a man. It's Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Hey, Charlie.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. 22 yards there, a first down. A healthy Evan Ingram, that could be a great elixir for New York this year. The season ago, he only played in 11 games because of the injuries, 35 catches, which was a dip down from 2 seasons ago when Ingram caught 64 passes. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Here's Pollard again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
51, Mike 51. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Watch twist. Slam. Pass.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go double count right here, double count. Good touch.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Crowell. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line.
What? 380.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
And he He goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 4th down. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
At the 43-yard line.
$3.19. Pass 85. Pass 85.
Now this time he'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Allen going to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Go, Mike 51. Mike 51.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The Giants on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Here's Allen. Rolling to his left. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now here's Pollard, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. Tony Pollard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
The Cowboys on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8. On third down, here's Samuels. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Turn up. Check. Fresno.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That's to his running back, complete. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Wilson. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 42.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Under 10.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. That a throw right sideline is complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22.
First down, Dallas.
Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Here's a quick throw out wide to Dorsett. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Gordon. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Wilson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great... And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. That is caught at the 7. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Taking it in from a yard out as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. 51 to my
Allen to throw. He's going to fire one run deep, middle of the field. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Four down. He's crossing. He's checking crack. Check.
Throwing now is Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check nine. He's coming. Double up. He's coming, double up.
Here's Wilson. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Check. Lucky. Slam.
Wilson to throw. Going up top. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
25.
Safe. Check 50. Check 50.
First throw in overtime now for Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Opening drive of overtime and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up.
Hey, alert.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Mike 51. Let's go. Go, Mike, go.
Pollard going to try the right side. Give him 6 on the run. It'll be 3rd down now with still a long way to go to get to the 1st down marker.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
What can Allen do now with his drive? Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Here's Wilson. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They run the counter. It's Gordon. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now the handoff comes to Gordon, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with